Welcome back to this in-depth look at the conceptualization and the planning for Sycamore Springs. This is our second video in a 5-part mini-series. Here we'll take a look at what we learned about co-housing. As it turned out, co-housing wasn't the right model for Sycamore Springs. We did, however, gain a number of really great insights. After concluding that the traditional 55+ model didn't make sense, we started to explore other models of living. It led us to some extremely innovative models of adult living across the pond in Denmark, and a connection to a model known as co-housing. In September of 2007, our CEO Steve Lindsey, our Director of Residential Social Work, and I caught a flight from Philadelphia to Nevada City, California to participate in a 3-day exploratory co-housing workshop. During those 3 days, we met some fascinating people. We learned the ins and outs of co-housing, and we toured several co-housing communities. It was quite the learning journey. There was one aspect in particular of the co-housing model that we found extremely interesting. The physical site design of the development and the houses themselves were created in such a way that they naturally encouraged the creation of community and the development of relationships. That excited us. For example, the distance between the house to house across the common green, including everything from distance from door to door, the distance from porch to sidewalk, is based on conclusive research so that you feel that you are comfortably far enough away from your neighbors, but you can still engage conversationally. We also like that the houses all surround a common green rather than roads and cul-de-sacs. When you walk out your front door, you sit in the front porch, you're not staring at macadam. Plus, each group of houses has its own small common building where you can gather for meetings, parties, and events like the one we're in. There were a few things that were less appealing. The one that we wanted to make sure that we guarded against at Sycamore Springs is the lack of private spaces. People said it was difficult to find places for me time. We intentionally made sure that at Sycamore Springs, you can be as social as you want to be and have the private spaces to relax and recharge. Now, don't get me wrong, there are thriving co-housing communities and people who live there are perfectly happy. It works for them. The entire model didn't make sense to us. We did, however, come away with some really great ideas. We presented the model to the residents of Garden Spot Village, and while there were some aspects of the model that residents liked, overall, it really didn't fly with people. So we tucked away the best practices and the things to avoid and continued the search. In the next video, we dive into the next fascinating step of the journey.